Good evening, everyone. Now, the first thing I actually really want to do is to congratulate the Metropolitan Black Bar Association, not just for hosting this magnificent event, but for the last 28 years, setting the bar for service in the community. Joe and Shamsi, your officers and board, you've done a tremendous job setting the tradition of excellence that this organization started 28 years ago. And I have to applaud you for that first and foremost. Also to my fellow honorees, you know, it's always humbling when you're recognized by your peers. And so to my fellow honorees, I've got to say thank you for letting me kind of hang on to your coattails. But there's something else here that makes this even more important for me. Because you see, Judge Laurier, a former Assistant U.S. Attorney, Southern District of New York, Aramika, who you've just heard from, a former Assistant District Attorney in the Bronx, my good friend Peter Harvey, the former Attorney General and Chief Prosecutor for the great state of New Jersey. They all share a common bond with me, and that's being African American prosecutors and being part of the National Black Prosecutors Association, another organization that's near and dear to my heart, and whom I served as national president for 2 years. And it doesn't stop there. Justice Hall, a former prosecutor, and Patricia Gatling, not just a former prosecutor, but a past president of NBPA, and who was once my boss. So, folks, I think there's a lesson there. The other thing is, you know, there are so many people in this room who I think are just as deserving or even more deserving of standing up here to accept this award in terms of our Public Servant for the Year. And I say that with all sincerity. But I'm also being equally sincere when I say I'm glad I'm the one taking home the hardware tonight. There are also so many people that I can thank that guided me in my journey here. But there's one specific young lady that I have to recognize because she's been the individual with me for the longest. In fact, it's fair to say that she's been there with me from the beginning. She was the person who was not just the vessel that brought me into the world, but she was the individual that nourished me when I needed to be fed. She's the person that instructed me when I needed to be taught. She's the person that shielded me when I needed to be protected. And she's also the individual that corrected me, sometimes physically, when I needed to be corrected. She also corrected me at times when I didn't need to be corrected, because sometimes when I said it wasn't me, it really wasn't me. And sometimes when I said, I don't know who did it, I really didn't know. And I am so blessed, not that she's the person who brought me into this world, but that the good Lord saw fit to keep her in my life for so long, because just last year she celebrated her 90th birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in honoring my mom, Elaine Clark. Mom, somewhere over there at table 18, I love you. You know, a lot of folks in this room who've been dedicated to public service, you all know the sacrifice that we make when we take on this journey. Monetarily, we sacrifice family time, we sacrifice leisure time. But what we forget a lot of the time is that even though we volunteer for public service, that quite often our family and our loved ones, they get drafted. And they end up sacrificing right along with us. And so it's in that spirit that I've got to say thank you to two other young ladies. And those are my daughters, Solange and Candace. They are the reason that I do what I do. They drive me crazy. They drive me to the poorhouse, but they also inspire me. Solange, for example, she's a senior in high school, and she's turned down academic scholarships, and she's turned down athletic scholarships to play volleyball. I told you they drive me to the poorhouse, just because she was so determined to go to her first college of choice, and this fall she starts at Spelman College. And not to be outdone, little sister, she not only got scholarships to her top 2 high schools, but she was also admitted into their honors program, St. John's Prep and St. Xavier's. Candace, she is too damn smart for her own good. They are the reason that I do the things that I do. I love them, and for all of the times that I wasn't there to help with homework, for all of the times that I had to fix the computer over the phone while I was traveling in some other part of the country, for all of the volleyball games that I missed, for you girls continuing to stay focused and to do the things that you do to make me proud to be your father. Tonight, I'm accepting this award on behalf of you. I love you, girls. Thank you.